Coming to you from the heart of the Motherlode, this is EDC's Week in Review, your August 29th edition. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Labor Day weekend to everybody. For the weather this week, we're going to have highs in the 90s this weekend, and holding on to those 90s through the week, and maybe getting down into the 80s towards the end of the week, with lows in the high 60s and low 70s. Now on to our top stories. Cal Fire captain charged in double murder. A Cal Fire captain is facing charges of first-degree murder after a deadly shooting in Cameron Park left a mother and her son dead. Deputies responded to a home on Oakwood Road the night of August 21st and found 29-year-old Marissa Devoto Lissa dead inside, along with her young son, Josiah, who later died in hospital. A second child who resided in the residence was located unharmed. Investigators quickly identified 47-year-old Darren Blake McFarland, a captain with Cal Fire's Amador El Dorado unit, as a suspect. He was arrested hours later in Mono County and has pleaded not guilty to 5 felony counts, including attempted murder and child abuse. Prosecutors allege the killings were carried out because the victims were witnesses to another crime, charges that could bring life without parole or even the death penalty if proven. The case has shaken local schools in the firefighting community, with counseling services and fundraisers now underway to support the grieving family. Canine Bubba busts suspected drug dealer. A Reno man is back in custody after a late-night traffic stop on Highway 50 led deputies to nearly 6 ounces of methamphetamine. According to the Tahoe Daily Tribune, 41-year-old Christopher George Zaradnik was pulled over just past midnight when he accelerated away from a light at Warrior Way. During the stop, Canine Bubba alerted deputies to a backpack in the car, which contained a large bag of meth, along with fentanyl. The arrest comes exactly 4 years and 3 months after a similar stop involving K9 Rico led to Zaradnik's prior trafficking conviction. He recently completed a prison sentence of 30 to 78 months. Bail in the new case was set at $25,000 bondable or $10,000 cash, with a court date scheduled for Tuesday. Supervisors flounder over state housing mandates. The Board of Supervisors' August 26 meeting was dominated by debate over Senate Bill 35 and its impact on local authority. At the center was the El Dorado Senior Village, a proposed 144-unit affordable housing project in Diamond Springs. Planning officials explained that under SB 35, if a project meets state requirements, the county must approve it through a streamlined process that leaves out public hearings and most environmental reviews. Residents spoke passionately about wildfire evacuation risks and traffic congestion along Pleasant Valley Road, recalling the deadly gridlock during the 2021 Caldor fire. Supervisors George Turnbow and Wendy Thomas criticized the law as coercive, while Chair Brooke Lane and Supervisor Lori Parlin urged staff to explore possible exemptions and push for legislative changes. Staff confirmed the project qualifies for SB 35, meaning county leaders cannot deny it unless it fails to meet the very minimal standards. The discussion reflected mounting frustration over irresponsible state overrides of local planning in high-risk wildfire areas. Lease extended for Arts and Culture El Dorado. City Council voted 3-2 on August 26 to extend Arts and Culture El Dorado's lease at 525 Main Street through 2028, securing the Switchboard Gallery's place downtown. The move also removes a clause that could have ended the agreement early. Mayor John Clerici initially called for a delay to review repair costs for the historic city-owned buildings tied up in the lease, but public testimony convinced the majority to proceed. More than a dozen speakers, including artists and community leaders, urged immediate approval, warning that uncertainty would jeopardize long-term programming and the additional Main Street business. Opponents urged the city should retain leverage for negotiations tied to the historic confidence in Jane buildings and wait for more information before proceeding. In addition to the lease debate, the council addressed fire gates, downtown barriers for events, and welcomed new staff. Dave Warren, the city finance director, has been appointed to city manager, replacing Cleve Morris when he retires in October. Next session is set for September 9th. The following story may be inappropriate for some audiences. Convicted molester on the run, another jailed. A man convicted of molesting a child is now a fugitive after failing to appear for his sentencing. In July, 51-year-old Carl W. Cacconi was found guilty of 6 counts of lewd acts on a minor under 14. Despite objections from prosecutors, he had remained free on $1 million bail. His sentencing was scheduled for August 25th, but he never showed, and authorities say he may have fled from his former residence in San Mateo County. The district attorney's office is urging the public to call 911 with any information, but not to approach him. In sharp contrast, just days earlier, a Placerville jury convicted 30-year-old Joseph Marquez of continuous sexual abuse of a child. Judge Vicky Ashworth immediately remanded him to custody, where he awaits sentencing and faces up to 16 years in prison. District Attorney Vern Pearson commended the bravery of the victim in that case, calling it a reminder of the resilience survivors can show. And now for some news nuggets. In observance of Labor Day, all county administrative offices will be closed Monday, September 1st. The Coyote fire is now 90% contained as of the most recent update and has been held at 624 acres with crews continuing mop-up. The county received an A rating for biomass feedstock availability, with 100,000 bone-dry tons of wildfire fuel annually, boosting potential for biofuel projects and economic development. The county approved fee increases for treasurer, tax collector, and planning and building services, effective within 60 days, to align with service costs, including higher rates for return checks and hourly planning fees. Cappelli Wine in Placerville was named the 2025 Startup Business of the Year for its sustainable wine reuse model and community hub, fostering local engagement and loyalty. The Canal Street and Cappelli Road project in Placerville will add new sidewalks, bike lanes, pavement rehabilitation, and pedestrian safety measures to enhance infrastructure and connectivity, with a public open house to review design concepts on September 8th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at Dorado High School cafeteria. And on to our closing stories. Congressman tours Georgetown Divide water plant. The Georgetown Divide Public Utility District welcomed Congressman Kevin Kiley for a tour of its water treatment plant, showcasing federal investment in rural infrastructure. In 2023, Kiley secured funding for a new 2 million-gallon storage tank at the site, part of the Water Reliability and Fire Resiliency Storage Tank project. District leaders say the added capacity will improve drinking water reliability while strengthening defenses against wildfires. General Manager Nicholas Schneider thanked Kiley for his support, emphasizing how the project boosts both safety and long-term sustainability. Board Director Michael Saunders noted that the congressman's involvement could help secure additional funding in the future. Youth Drive supplies hundreds of students. For the 12th year, Hands for Hope organized a county-wide effort to ensure students return to school prepared. 16 middle and high school students, guided by mentors, led the supply drive with collection bins from Folsom to Placerville and a Stuff the Bus event at Town Center. The effort drew broad community support, filling an EDCO school bus with donated items. This year, the youth-led team collected 18,000 supplies, including 908 backpacks. Supplies are distributed to more than 500 students, with additional items provided through partner agencies like CASA and Head Start. About a quarter of this year's families were new to the program, underscoring the growing need. And this has been EDC's Week in Review, your August 29th edition. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, if you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. And if you want to learn more about these stories, please see the show notes.